During today's live stream, you will learn a simple skill that will elevate your designs for YouTube and other social media platforms. You can take a simple element and turn it into an overlay. You're going to pick up a lot of tips through the stream, including a lot of photo editing skills that you can do in Canva. You can ask your questions live in chat, and I'm going to pick some to answer. Let's get started. Hi guys! Let me know if you can hear me okay. And we're going to get started right now on Canva's homepage. Say hello in the comments or in the chat, and I can put your friendly comment up on screen. We're going to, let me grab Canva. That's not the right one. Here we go. And we're going to talk overlays. And the reason why I thought that overlays might be a good topic for everybody today. Hello, Chris. It's great to see you here. The reason why I thought that overlays would be a fun topic is that sometimes you want to add some dimension to your image or your video, and adding an overlay is a great way to do that. But sometimes you want to be creative with the overlays that you use. And so I thought I would show you how to create a simple overlay in Canva using one single element. All right, let's just, I'll tell you what, today we're just going to use a square one. We're going to go to social media and just use this Instagram post. Eric, it is great to see you. Thanks for joining today. And I'm going to look up a simple element. So let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. Over here on the left-hand side, elements, and I'm going to search for paint texture. And this one right here at the top is acrylic paint texture. It's free. So I'm going to add this one, and I'm going to change the color of the background to black just so that we can see this image better. And there are two ways to create an overlay that you can use for other projects. The first way is by just simply stretching it out to cover the whole background, right? So that's way number one. And I like this. And then what you would do is click share and you would download it as a PNG image. But that's not what we're going to do. That's not my favorite way to use it. Let me undo all of this. What we're going to do instead is actually shrink it down so that it is sized like this. And then we're going to do a whole bunch of duplication all across the page. So you've got an element highlighted. We can click duplicate and then position it. Now, here's the thing. If we did them all like this, it would be okay, but it's going to look better if we rotate things. So we're going to rotate this one. I'm going to rotate this one. I think that one I'm going to keep the same. And it even helps if you alter the size of things as well. So let's try this. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. And by the way, if you have any questions about how to use Canva, then you can drop them in the chat or comments, and I will be glad to answer them. All right, so now I'm going to take this, and we're just going to go with some rotation. And I'm just going to cover. I'm going to cover this whole thing with all of these. So this is just one way. And again, I'm going to duplicate a bunch, and then look, we can even flip this. So I'm going to flip it vertically. I can flip this one horizontally, rotate it. And this is also a good way to hone in on different skills. Let's rotate this one. All right, so now I'm just going to select, actually, I'm going to select all of these and duplicate all of them and just slide them down. And then I'm going to take and just select random ones and also slide it down and maybe some more and slide it up. So now you see that's very, very quick. And we've got a cool image here. Now, there's two ways to download it. The first way would be and this is the free way, download PNG and leave it just like it is with a background. I'm going to start your question, Chris, and I will get to that in just a second. And we're going to download it just like this. The second way would be to download it with a transparent background, and I'll show you why you would want to do that in a minute. All right, so I've got both of those downloaded, and now I'm going to go, and this is what Chris asked, how to get a photo size for the community tab. And I particularly have found that the square photos work best for community tabs in terms of images, GIFs, and image polls. So what I'm going to do is create an image for an image, and I'm actually going to do it the same way. I went to social media. I go to Instagram. It says Instagram, but it's going to work for a YouTube community post. We're going to click it. And the first thing I want to do is upload those images, those overlays that I just downloaded. So we're going to go to upload, and you're going to notice that I've already practiced this. So here are these two, but I'm going to upload the ones that I just did. And I'm just going to open them both up, and they will be here for me. And just to show you, I'm going to change this. Actually, since Chris is in the house today, I'm going to change it to one of these blue colors. Chantel, we've got a celebrity in the house, y'all. Everybody give Chantel a huge hello in the chat. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to take these images that we just downloaded, and I'm going to click it. And this one, actually, you're going to see the black there. And now I'm going to click this one. This is the one that I did with a transparent background. And the reason why I did that is because, look, I can change the color of the background to anything I want, and it will peek through. And so that's just a really cool trick if you're doing in the, oh, I just lost my train of thought. If you're doing overlays and you want to be able to peek through, then download it with a transparent background. For those that you don't know, Chantel is admin moderator for a bunch of different big YouTubers, such as Nimmin. See her there all the time, and she's also a buddy to Doug Hewson YT. All right, so now we're going to take these, and I'm going to show you how to do an overlay. So I'm just going to grab an image. If anybody has any ideas of what image I could search for, I'm going to search for one myself, but if you have ideas of what you would like for me to search for, throw them in the chat and I will use that as well. And so let's just use fall. It's fall time. I'm going to grab a photo, and I'm just going to grab, maybe I'll grab this pumpkin one. This pumpkin one is a Canva Pro image, but there are a bunch of free ones as well. It's just called Fall Pumpkins. We're going to right click, replace background, and then we are going to add one of these right on top. You are a celebrity now. You are. You have been, you are, and you will be. All right, so what we're going to do is go to elements and we're going to type in the word grid. If you've been around the Creator Classroom for any length of period of time at all, you know this is one of my favorite elements. And the reason why I love it is because it's a great placeholder. And you can also use it to overlay images on top of images without it taking over the background. So here's the one that I've got with the black background, and we just left click and slide that right in. It covers it up, but we're going to use the transparency button, which is right under the duck's beak, and reduce that transparency so that we can see the pumpkins. And it's just a very cool look. Now, here's the thing with this grid, it's going to keep this transparency at 14. So if I decided to put something else in, like this one, it changes. All right. So what if I decided I wanted to do a watermark instead and put Canva there? Then that's a great way to do a watermark over your whole image. See? So just overlays are fun, and I love using them. Let me see if I can show you a different kind than I did. I think, oh, maybe I didn't upload it. I've done one as a gradient overlay. So let's show you how to do that. We're going to go fade to gradient. We're going to use this, and I'm going to take this and make it as large as my background. And then I'm going to change this background color. Let's change it to, I tell you what, let's change it to this orange right here. And we're going to change this purple. I tell you what, let's do a red instead. I want to change that to a different orange. So here we go. This is a different type of overlay. We're going to download it. I'm going to choose the page. It doesn't even need a transparent background. And a trick, if you have it pop up like this, then you can just drag and drop it onto your design. And now when I slide it over, it gives it a nice gradient overlay. And I can change the transparency so that you can see it. I love this effect. Let me show you some of the ones that I've created recently for you. And again, if you have any questions about how to use Canva, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll show you how to use these in an Instagram image poll here in a second. Let me see. It should be this one. So here's the sample that I shared how to make, and I used that same image, the acrylic paint texture. I did a similar one here with this acrylic brush texture, and I really like the way that this one looked. Let me download it so that I can show you in another image. And then, of course, here's this one. You could even use the elements to create an overlay like this. So what I would have done in this case is download it with a transparent background, upload it, and then let me do that now. We're going to click all pages, and I'm going to click current page, quick, transparent background, and I'm waiting for something. Something isn't quite right. There we go. Download. And now we're going to go here because I do want to create some image polls. And I'm going to do that by getting 4 images or 4 pages here. And I'm going to upload these files. I feel like I'm all over the place today. I am all over the place today. I've got a lot going on. All right. So why don't we do an overlay? Which overlay do we like the best? Let's just go with something like white texture. And I'm just going to go and replace the background. And now I'm going to add a grid here. I'm actually going to get rid of all these because I need it to be exactly the same. So I'm going to duplicate all of these. And now I'm going to add in, oh, I should have left it at the same transparency. Let me do that again. Let me change the transparency, or let me get the first one and figure out the transparency. Okay, we'll do that. And now I will duplicate these so that I've got the same transparency. Now I can add this one. I can add this one. And I can add this one. They actually look very, very similar. So I tell you what, this is what we're going to do. We're going to change this one a little bit. And I'm going to give it a color mix and see if it will, well, it won't. But let's add this rainbow one. And when I go out of it, it's going to reduce it because the transparency is really low. And there we go. So now let me look at all 4 of these. These are really, really light. So what I might do is change it from a white background to a black texture. And see, oh, nope, not that. Let's try this. Replace background. I tell you what about, no, let's see. If I go to photos, I can look up here and see what's trending. Let me just playing around. This is what happens. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm going to take this over here and see what this one looks like. Right click, replace background. Okay. That one might need, that one's not going to be a great one. I tell you what, we're just going to get rid of those 2. We might just do an image poll with 2 overlays. Like, which overlay do you like, this one or this one? Huh. All right, so we're going to download these 2. I'll do one at a time because that's easier for me. And we'll look at YouTube in a minute. Now, the question that Chris asked was about photo size for community tab. And if I go to YouTube itself, it actually shares with you on your community tab if you click image, let me get this larger here. It will tell you that you should upload an image with an aspect ratio between 2.5 and 5.2. Only select images or GIFs that you have permission to use. So here's the thing though, for me, I've always found that square designs, let me try to make this a little smaller, and I'm not doing that very well. Let's try that. I've always find that square designs work best. Like this one, this is a GIF and it's square. It shows up all the way. If I shared something that was not a square, oh, look, last week we did a poll and Carmen, I won't be able to say the last name, but she wanted to know, what is your favorite fall food flavor? Apple cinnamon, maple flavored, coffee, or pumpkin spice? More than half of the 13 votes were coffee flavored, and nobody chose pumpkin spice. All right, let me see. I'm trying to see if I've got one. All right, I'll show you. If I shared an image, let's say that I shared a thumbnail. Let me find one that's coming up soon. If I shared a thumbnail, guess what's going to happen? It's going to edit that thumbnail down to a square size. And even if I edit the preview to like this, it's only going to show a part of it. Now, once they click it, it will show the whole thing. However, I've just found it better to share to share your images as square so you for sure get it, like everything that you want your audience to see, right? So that's just my 2 cents. And I generally just really quickly grab a square design. And you can do that very, very quickly by, if one of your things here you might want to try is square, like this one, then all you need to do is click create a blank, and you've got that square size that you can use for your community tab instead of a size that is not going to show everything all at once. If you are just joining us today, what I've been talking about is creating overlays for images and videos. And I've taken a very simple element and turned it into, let's see here, turned it into an overlay. Here it is. So this is the overlay I created, and I put it right on top of another image and then changed the transparency to it. And Chris asked what was a good photo size for the community tab. So I just wanted to show that. Sorry, we've got a truck going by. Just wanted to show that it actually does tell you what size aspect ratio between 2.5 and 5.2, but I have found that it works best when you use a square because the whole thing gets shown without you having to click it. And so that's going to be best for your audience. And you can do that by simply just using Instagram square post size. And here's some of the here's some of the overlays that I created. And this one I did with acrylic paint texture, and you can do it with a number of different things. Let's say you wanted to create one like, let's see, oh, well, it still gave me what I wanted, a cotton one. You could take a graphic with cotton, for example, this, And you can take this one and cover up the background just like this. Well, let's try this again. All right, now let me get one more. And so now the background is fairly covered, and then I can use this as an overlay. I hope that makes sense. And basically how I would use this as an overlay is I did not mean to do that. I would take this and download it and then re-upload it. I'm going to actually not use a transparent background. And then I would be able to put it into a new design. So let's say that I was doing a video. Let's just grab a video template and go to elements, and I'll grab something from video, and then I'm going to use that as an overlay on a video. So let's say we're going to use this. I'm going to take a grid. It's going to cover up the whole thing, and then I can take the image file, and let me just show you with this one, and change the transparency here up at the top, and it gives it a unique look. Now, if I'd done that without the grid, if I had just covered up this, then what would happen is it would actually take over the background and get rid of the video. So that's why you need to use a grid when you're doing overlays in Canva, because you don't want it to take over the background like that. Let me upload the file that I just created. It's this, and just see what that looks like. And see, it just gives it, I love that look. And what I like to do is create a folder and put all of my all my photos in that I've created. So I've created this one. And so it just gives it this real stringy look. See, I knew that I'd created some that looked like that. And now I'm going to add this one that I just created and add it there because I really like the way this looked. Now, if you have a question about how to use Canva, especially how to use Canva for YouTube, let me know in the chat because I would love to help you answer those questions. All right, so yeah, I love this look. Let's see what this one looks like. You can make things just have a unique custom look to them. Let me find a different video. Let's just right click, replace background. So now it's still there. And we can change. Like, let's say I wanted to leave one. It just gives it a very, very cool look. I love this. I could play around with this feature in Canva all day long. And I did this even when I had a free account. And so if you have a free account, I want to show you a few tricks that you can do to find some free things. I'm just clearing up my icons over here. I've got a lot of icons going on. It gets kind of messy. So every once in a while, I just like to clear everything up just like that. But if you have a free account and you can't really find videos this way, but if you can't find photos that are free, then what you can do is go to more You're going to scroll down. Now I can't find it. Oh, there it is. They've added some different things. So this one is called Pexels, and it's going to have a whole bunch of free images for you. So if I type in that same word grid, then you're going to see all of the free images from Pexels. This is free, that are tagged with the word grid. If you choose Pixabay, same thing. You type in grid, here are all of the images from Pixabay that have the word grid as a tag. So if I click it, it actually doesn't. Yep, there it is. It's tagged grid, square, rectangle. So that is just a really cool way to get things. And you see how this now looks like it's got leaves in it? Just a very, it's very similar to a watermark. And that's actually how you could do a watermark covering the whole thing. Let's say that I wanted to cover up everything with, let's do Canva. And let's just say that I was wanting Canva all over everything. Then what I would do is actually I would just take Canva. And this would be the same thing if you were doing something like this and you wanted to watermark your channel name on it for some reason. But we're just doing this because this is simple. Okay, so now the best way would be with the Pro account. So I'm going to download that with the no background. And the reason why this is going to be better is because when I put it on there, then you're not going to be able to see it. So let me grab this. And I've got all of these with Canva written all over it. And when I slide it in, it gives it a watermark. So that just, you won't be able to do it that way without a background, or you're going to get a color, or with a background. So if I did this with a background, it would look different. Let me show you how it would look. If you have any questions about how to use Canva or what have your trouble points been this week, let me know. So see with this one, it gives it just a slight color. It's going to change the color a little bit, but with the one with the transparent background, it really gave it a great watermark. Someone asked recently, and I don't remember where, how to add a watermark to an image or a video, and that's actually how you would do it if that's something that you would like to do. So, all right, let's see. What time is it? It is 11:15. Oh, we've been going for 33 minutes. But I love this feature. Okay, let me come up. Let me bring this up because I want to look at some of the questions that I've had in my channel lately and see if I can answer some of those. So I don't have these questions prepped, but since everybody's watching and they're just kind of lurking, I'm going to pull some questions from the comments instead. I'm looking here in the back end of my studio. Okay, so I am not a cat. Was talking about upload limits, and so I'm going to show you that. because he asked, and I was actually sitting in my chair resting because I wasn't feeling well. Upload limits, because he was asking about let me actually, I'm going to screenshot this using my Stream Deck. So that I can have a bigger image of it on the screen. All right, now I can pull it up on the screen. All right, so the reason why he was asking, I think it's a him, was because he was wanting to know about uploading video files to Canva to edit in the video editor. And so he was wanting to know the upload formats or upload requirements, like how much you can upload. Now, if you have a free account, you can upload up to 5 gig of media in the uploads tab and in the folders. Now, if you have Canva for Education, Canva nonprofits, they can upload up to 100 gig, and Canva Pro and Canva for Teams have up to a terabyte of storage. Now, that's the 5 gig doesn't seem like a lot, especially when you're uploading videos, but you can actually delete that, I believe, and it won't count towards your 5 gig. I don't even know how to tell how much data you've used, but when I was a free user, um, I used Canva for free from 2015 to July 2021, and I never ran out of space, but I also wasn't uploading a whole lot of video or audio either. So I'm not sure about that, but you would just delete what you got if you need to free up space. And how would you do that? Well, it's simple. You would just go to your images or videos tab, right? So here's my videos tab, and you would click one. And guess what? Now we can click a bunch. So I'm just going to click these because I do not need them. And I tend to do this once or twice a month. Oh, I want that one. I tend to do this once or twice a month just to clear out space for me. Even though I don't need to do that, it's just, I might want those. I want that one. So I just basically look and see, what do I want? What do I not want? And I'm going to remove 48 items. Actually, let me get me off screen so you can see. Oh, no, I need to remove the banner so you can see. All right. So there's a trash. So I'm going to get rid of all 48 videos that I've got. And so that should save me space. I don't know if these items will be in my trash can. I'm going to look here in a second. But you see they're slowly taking them away. And that's how you can reserve some space. And I think I'm going to do the same thing with my audio. But I think with the audio, you have to delete one at a time. You can't bulk like that. So let me see if I go to my homepage and we're going to go to projects, images, videos. Yeah, I'm going to have to download or delete those audio files one at a time, which is sort of a pain, but I'm going to need to do it one day this month. But if I go to trash, and I go to videos, all those videos are going to be in my trash. They'll be here for, I think it's 30 days. Let me look. Hey, you know what? It's okay, Carmen. I actually just talked about you not too long ago. Um, you've missed a little bit, but it's not been too bad, and I don't mind going over it again for sure. But go to trash. Let's see. Okay, so after you delete your images, videos, or anything like that, they're going to be in your trash. So you might need to clear that out as well in order to save space in your account, especially if you're using the free version of Canva. So we just click trash. Once you delete it permanently, it's gone though. So if I go and I click this one and I click delete permanently, that one, I can't recover it. Like it's gone completely. Now if I decided, oh, I wanted this one, I didn't mean to actually remove this, then I click the three dots and click restore. And now it's going to be back in my projects. If I go here and go to video, it's not going to be there, but I think if I refresh, it will be. Maybe not. There we go. Let's try. All right, so now it's there. It's back in my videos tab on my uploads folder. All right, now, yeah, I really do need. So the reason why I have a lot of audio in my audio file is because one of the little tricks that I like to use, let me get rid of this. One of the little tricks that I like to use, let me go ahead and make that 30-second timer, is I like to record segments of audio and then put that recorded segment of audio into Canva so that I can design something. For example, this was the audio for this morning's The First Thing. So actually, Carmen, that first one looked like this. I'm going to show it to you real quick while I take some water. While I drink some water. During today's live stream, you will learn a simple skill that will elevate your designs for YouTube and other social media platforms. You can take a simple element and turn it into an overlay. You're going to pick up a lot of tips through the stream, including a lot of photo editing skills that you can do in Canva. You can ask your questions live in chat, and I'm going to pick some to answer. Let's get started. All right, so what I did for that though was I uploaded the audio. I recorded the audio. Actually, I recorded the audio on my Blue Yeti microphone. I used OBS, which is a free software. I recorded it. I put it into Shotcut, which is a free software. I edited it to exactly what I wanted it to say. And then I exported it as an MP3, and then I uploaded it into Canva, and that's what this is. And then let me go to home. I'm trying to find it. Oh, here it is. And then what I did was I created it right here. So I actually took the audio file out. So if I take that audio, you will see that it matches with this. So I can click it. And I was able to get my transitions right where I wanted them with the voice. And then I actually took the audio off, which you can click the three dots and delete the track. I exported it as an MP4. I downloaded all of the pages, and then I put it back in a shortcut with the regular audio, exported that. And I could have just exported it here with the audio and it would have been fine, but I was working on some things still with the audio. So I needed it in shortcut for that. And then I put it up in StreamYard so that I could use it as my opening scene. All right. Whew. All right. I think I don't have a YouTube post today yet. So I think that I need to share something there. Should I do a poll, an image poll? It's coming up on Monday because on Monday, hold up, on Monday, oh, I can't find what I was going to, oh, here we go. I'm trying to hold up. I get all right, here we go. On Monday, there's a new video coming out called Thumbnail Tips and Tricks to Improve Productivity. And it's a little further down. And the reason why it's further down on the screen is, or man, why can't I just reset? Okay, the reason why it's further down here is because I actually uploaded them a while ago and scheduled them a while ago. And so it's just going to be further down on the page, but I'm going to actually share this. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to share this on the community post. So you click share, create a post, and then now I'm going to post something. Let's see here. Tips and tricks to improve product. I always have trouble typing it out. Productivity. You don't want to miss this upcoming premiere. All right, so I'm going to share that on the community tab. And I'm also going to share it. It's coming out on Monday. I'm going to share it in the chat. I think I also have it in the description, but let me check. I do. I've got it in the description. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll so that I can see what that says. 89%. Well, that didn't make sense. 89% said yes, 10% said no, but that doesn't equal 100%. Where's there's some folks hiding. I mean, like 1%. How did 1%? That's weird. All right. I'm pretty sure I know who the one not yet is, but I'm hoping that they'll come around. These live streams are not as let me pull me up. So the live streams, I know that I'm all over the place, and this is one reason why I don't I'm not a huge fan of the live stream. Like, I love them in the fact that I can answer specific questions for you if they're asked. But the reason why I don't like them is because I have a my brain goes a million miles a minute, and sometimes I can't speak what my brain is thinking. So the live streams are not really indicative. And see, I can't say that word. They don't really. That's not an indicator of how knowledgeable I am in Canva, because sometimes my brain just doesn't work. Like, it is not working right now. Um, I'm I'm trying not to apologize for it. That's why I stopped what I was saying. Um, but I love answering your questions. So please put in the chat what your questions are about how to use Canva so I can get unstuck. Because right now I'm feeling very, very, very stuck in my words. And so, yeah, yay! Eric's got me. Eric's got me. Where do you find the expressive faces for the thumbnails? I just look in Canva. Thanks. See, Eric's got my back. He was like, "Oh, she's stuck." All right, let's see here. Oh, all right. So what I do now? Most people like to use their own image. And I would really love to do that. However, I've not had very good luck at taking pictures. And I also have a massive hair issue right now, which is why my hat is in a hair. I mean, why I always have a hat on. Um, it's bad. Uh, so I've not been able to take a great picture of myself. But for the stock photos, what I do, let me just create a blank thumbnail, is I just look up the expression that I want to find, such as, let's look up shocked, right? So I look up shocked and I go to photos, and let's see if any of them are free. I don't know if any of them are free. They are, but I don't. So this one was a free image, right? But then I use a Canva Pro. I use a Canva Pro feature, edit image background remover, for it. And one of the tips that I share in that video that's coming out Monday, and because I'm streaming, my internet doesn't want to remove the background. There we go. So then, okay, so now on Monday, one of the tips that I give is to, oh, that's not going to be it. I've got to get rid of that. One of the tips I share on Monday is that if you have some faces that you love to use, then put them on a page or three in the size that you want to use them, mostly, so that you can reuse them easy. So if I were going to use this one, for example, then I could just take this one, copy it, Control C, Command C. I could take it to a new page and get it to wherever I want it, which would probably be more like this. And then I could create my thumbnail. And then I do not have to remove the background again. I do not have to add the shadow glow effect again, because it's there for me. And so I love doing that. And sometimes I'll even take, let's say I want to use this one, then I would just duplicate this one because it's got her face. And if I click I, it's going to say that it was uploaded by me 22 days ago. So this particular image I found 22 days ago, and I've reused her several times. But let's find some more. So shock face. What's a YouTube face? I mean, like shock face. What about excited, excited face. So there's one. Edit image, background remover. Uh-oh, that image is too big. That's not what it normally says. It's just because I've got so much going on. The other thing you can do is look out cutouts only so that it already is cut out for you. So for example, this one is cut out, and then I would actually probably just make her much bigger. Maybe flip her this way. Something like that. If there's something mind-blowing, I might use this one, even though I'm not sure about that. The facial expression, not a huge fan of. So, wow. What's funny is I've got cut out, but it's not actually all cut out. So if I wanted to do something like this for a thumbnail where I'm showcasing a feature on mobile device, I would use something like this. Make it really big. Look at this, right? And then let's say that I want to showcase that there's a mobile app. So I might, well, I don't know if I would do something like this or not. Canva on your phone. Now, if I wanted her to be like that with no background, then what I would do is just edit image. And let's say I wanted a different background. That's how I would do it. I'm not sure if it's actually going to remove it though with me live streaming. All right, so here we go. Let me use this, set images background, and now I'm going to see if I can make it I'm trying to get it so that it won't take over the background here. Send it back. So I would probably do something like that. I would add a shadow effect. Let's change it to white. Maybe something like that. Oh, that didn't work. It didn't work because it took over the background because it changed the size. So in that case, what I would need to do is add the shadow before I make it larger. Because that happens a lot, actually. I forget about that little quirk. So now it's thinking. Up here it says saving paused. That's how you know it's thinking. It's still thinking, but I'm going to see if I can make it a little bit bigger. But yeah, oh, I kind of actually really like that. I might have to, I'll tell you what, I'm going to copy this and take it over to my thumbnail. I might use that for one of those shorts that I did. Yep. It's a little different, but shorts are a little different than what I normally do too. But that's really as simple as it is looking up different expressions for, I mean, I don't even know if you type in YouTube face, whether, yeah, you don't really, you can't find anything that way, but you just think about the expression that you want to invoke on your thumbnails. Let's see if expressive face will do it. So that's a good one. Let me see how many are actually free. So you see, I mean, like there's just a lot that you can use for your thumbnails. Expressive face. Look at this one. This one's like point on ready for a thumbnail, is it not? She's pointing. This one's called, let me see here. Attractive Asian woman shocked and pointing finger to empty space. And so then if I click on any of these, it's going to give me more words like pointing. If I go to photos, it's going to give me a whole bunch of different options. But for this one, I mean, I could take it and go like this, right? So it's there. And now I can add my thumbnail text. So let's take this one that I've done for a text already and just do like that. Make it bigger. Design overlays. I don't know that I like that, but let's go ahead and create an overlay for it. So I'm going to add a grid. Here it is. I'm going to reduce the transparency. And then I will add one of these that I created earlier. That one gives it the gradient overlay look. I mean, technically, I could even do something like this. You can just, this is a case where I would want to remove her from the background so that I could change the background, but not her. Oh, it took over my words. Yeah, you just search in the Elements tab. You search here in the Elements for whatever it is that you're wanting. So let's go texture. And we can find a texture. Actually, let me get rid of that first. I can search a texture here and give it a texture overlay. Actually, let me see if I can remove the background here. It's going to just give it a white background, but that's okay. The other option you can do is I wanted to see if I could get, actually, we're going to change the color back here just to a plain color. Not that. This. Actually, I can put any background there I want. I could actually technically even put this here. And then I'm going to go down here and shrink this and make this really large like this so that I've got that pretty background. And then sometimes what I like to do is make it really small so that I can play around with the size because it's easier to let's just make this regular size because it's easier to see. I'm going to get rid of these ruler and guides there. All right, so here we go. So I've got this going on, and I want to get a different texture overlay. How would I do that? Why is it not going in? There we go. It just slid right in. If I wanted a gradient instead, just go to photos, find a gradient you want. I'm trying to slide it right into that grid. Sometimes it's just a little tricky. So I'm going to move this down and then slide that in. Did it actually go? I don't know what I think about that color. But you get the idea. So you can create something special with the overlay to make it more unique than just the image itself. Like that looks a whole lot different than, let's go here and just restore image, replace background. I double clicked and then moved it. So I think I need to double click and move a little more. I'm adjusting her slightly. But you see, so here's one. There's something different. So I was able to move her in a manner that I was able to just change something a little bit. I could even make her a little bit bigger if I wanted. Because the thing about people on thumbnails is you want, oh, let me take this one and lock it twice. You want to be able to make them as large as possible because when you make them small, they're really hard to see. And let me show you an example of that. And I've actually have another channel. And I'm going to show you a video that actually is recently took off, but we did not, let's see, where is it? We are not too large in this thumbnail. I'm trying to make it as large as possible before I show you the. Okay, where is it? There it is. All right. So this thumbnail right here. Well, you can't really, there we go. So I could have done a better job with that thumbnail. I think I'm okay sized really wise, but I could have done a better job with my husband. But the reason why I didn't is because we really wanted to showcase this Mr. Heater 30K BTU Blue Flame LP heater in the thumbnail, but we also wanted us in there too. So because of that, we just we made it like this. Now, here's the funny thing about this video. Let's see. This video currently has 30 views. The funny thing is, at the beginning of September, it didn't even have 200 views. We put this up 8 months ago. It just recently took off. So I would change the thumbnail, but right now it is, I think it's ranking and searching and suggested. So I'm not touching it. Like, I'm not touching that. That you just don't do that. Now I see the transparent overlay tip. I didn't know that's what that's actually what I was talking about in the beginning. Is that you can create overlays to make things special, to make them more custom. Here we are. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Not that big. There we go. And let's just say that I wanted this as my image, right? And that looks great. But if I add an overlay to it, just reduce the transparency a little bit, then I can add different things. Here's one that I created earlier today with an image, and it just gives it a different look. And the grid will maintain that transparency. Here's one with leaves. Here's one with Canva. So this is what the watermark would look like with it. Okay. Now with the grid, everything's going to take over. So if you don't want something to take over, then you have to lock it and you have to click that twice for something not to take over that image. But that's it's a great tip to make things a little more special. Let me show you. Let's see. Remind me, Eric, what's your niche? What are you talking about? And so let's say that we're just going to take this image. And so see, here would be a watermark that you could do a watermark very simply to cover. You could even, I don't know what just happened there, but you could even take the Draw app. I am not an excellent writer, especially on this with a mouse even. But let's say that you wanted to do something like, wow, that is really bad. So we've got, and you could write Eric. This would be especially great if someone had very, very fancy writing, or, God, that is so bad. I just can't do it with a mouse. If I had a stylus and a pen, it would look better than that. So we've got this. And then download, we're going to download it with a transparent background, just that one page. And now I'm going to drag it up here. And so now, guess what? I've got that transparent overlay with the name. I can even make it a little bit bigger. Eric is all over the place. But yeah, I love using the transparent overlays. I probably should use them more. Like I could use it with the Creator Classroom, right? And just give it a watermark like that. So that's another way that you could use overlays that you've created. Oh, I need to take a sip of water. So I think I'm going to show you a video that's going to last about a minute, and I will be right back. with it, that might be the last time I use that as my intermission break, because October's almost over. And I think the next celebration tip that I need to, or celebration video that I need to do, is when I get that first check from YouTube, which I'm not sure when that will be, because the threshold for getting paid in the USA is $100. And so I won't be able to get paid until I reach that threshold. And they calculate it every month. So in order to reach that threshold, I think I would need like $25 more for with the ads and with like super thanks and super chat, super stickers, those sort of things, in order to reach that threshold this month. And I don't know that that's going to happen, but that's okay. I should get my first something in 2022 from YouTube, and that's just super exciting. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Canva. So if you have another question about Canva, drop them in the chat. I think we've got less than 15 minutes. So that's the plan. Let me see if I can come up with something else, though, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for a question to come in. I'm going to the back end of my YouTube studio so that I can look at the comments. And I'm going to filter it down to contains questions. I talked about that one a little bit. I actually think I may have answered all the questions. How did I do that? How did I answer all the questions? All right, so someone asked, can the margins be edited in Canva? I want a smaller margin on the side. So margins aren't editable, but I will show you a little trick. And it might be a little difficult to see the margins on the screen here, but we'll just go social media, Instagram. So in order to see margins, because margins used to be, can you make an animated overlays and GIFs for less? I think you can, but I don't have the paid version of StreamYard, so I can't demonstrate what an overlay GIF would look like because I don't have the budget to pay for StreamYard. That's one of the reasons why the Google ads are important to me, because I want to be able to do animated overlays. And one of the things I'm going to do every month, like at the beginning of the month, is let me do this margin thing first, but let me I want to grab something so that I don't forget it. Lower thirds, yeah. So like this right here that has your name, this is built into StreamYard for free. So I didn't need to build this. StreamYard put it in. So there it is. I didn't have to build that for my live. StreamYard has it. And it's one of the free options. So I love that. But then they've got something else. But oh, there it is. Let me just click edit original. All right. So for the margin thing that someone was asking about, you go to File and Show Margins, and it's going to show you. It's very, very difficult to see here. There's a little margin line, and what the person was wanting to do was change those margins. Well, you can't change those margins, but what you could do is make sure that rulers and guides are turned on, and you can bring down a guide to where you would like for your margin to be. And that can help you set up where you would like for your margins to be. But that's just one way. So one of the things that I'm going to do in like the first stream in November is I'm going to do a thing like this, right? So someone left me a super thanks and a super chat, I think. And so anyone that did that is going to get a special thank you in that first November live stream that does it in October. So that's what this is. And so I'm going to do that every single month where I celebrate the people that help me, because the funds are going to go towards things like being able to pay for StreamYard so that I can get rid of the little duck, so that when I say lock something, you can actually see what I'm locking here. And so that I can build up funds for a new computer, because my computer's on its last leg. So I'm going to do that every month for anybody that leaves me a super something, right? And the funny thing is that I can actually share this, and I'm going to, I don't know if I can show you. Let me get rid of this banner for a second. I'm trying, I kind of want to show you what it would look like, but I don't know that I can really show you. I tell you, maybe if I create a test broadcast, test, private, create. So I'm just going to show you back here so that you're not seeing multiple of me. Yeah, I know. I don't need you to access that. All right, so here's what StreamYard looks like. And over here on the left-hand side are little banners. So these are different banners that I could do. So I think this is the one that I'm using today. So all I have to do is click show, and it's going to show up as a ticker. This one is also a different ticker that I've got down there. This one is an overlay that I've got. See link in description if you want to try Canva Pro for free. This is something that I can pop up, and it's just super simple. I can pop it up real simple like this. What is something you've learned today? Comment your favorite feature in Canva while I'm on a quick break. If I had to do something real quick, like if the phone rang or if the doorbell rang or something like that. So that's under banners. And up here where the duck is, that you can't really see, as comments. So then that would be all of the comments like that you're sharing with me on in chat. All of those would show up there for me so that I could click show, and it would show up just like that. Then there's the brand kit. And so I chose this minimal thing because I love it, but I could choose different themes. Let's see here. Let me choose this so you can see. So there's that theme, there's that theme, this one, which is my favorite, and then there's a block. right? The logo, you can only add your logo to it if you have the paid plan. So if I click upload, it's going to $20 a month. Oh no, did I lose my connection? It's not wanting me to show that. There we go. Live with StreamYard. So that would be an overlay example, but I can't add one. Customize a free one example if you'd like to use your own custom image upgrade, right? So that's the other reason why a paid plan would be better. But I can include video clips. So if, for example, this is one that I did last time. What is it? All right, so then I can show that, and it allows me to show it, and it cuts off my mic so that I can't speak over it. And so these are just short little clips that I have, and I can actually delete them if I wanted. And this is for the free version. It gives you sizes like max video length is 10 minutes, but the max size is 200 MB, 200 megabytes, which is where I struggle with. I tend to have more than that when I'm uploading. So I try to just keep them short. The background, this is the only background I can have. If I tried to add a background customized plan, which would be like kind of like an underlay, so to speak, it would be a part of the paid plan. There are some background musics that I could do that are free. Like, let's say I wanted to play lo-fi. I don't know if you can hear it on there, but I can play these different background musics. I can't add my own unless I have the, oh, maybe I can now. They may have added music to the free plan. Huh. That's great. All right. And then down here, you can add slides. So like I've done slides for today's. Let me get rid of this there. So I've added slides for today if I wanted to use them, talking about how you can use a paint texture overlay like this to create an overlay like this. Or here's another example of a different paint overlay. And here's an example of the faded gradient to a gradient overlay. And then there's another one that I created. So I love that I can just add PDF slides to StreamYard. I could actually add an extra camera if I'm upgraded. There's a cheat around that, but I don't have an extra camera, so I'm not worried about it. If I wanted to invite you to come on camera with me, I could easily do that by clicking invite and then sharing this link. And then you could join me live on screen. But I don't feel comfortable doing that yet because it's just a lot. There's a lot that would need to be planned, I think, for that. So there's a lot of things that you can do for free with StreamYard, including the overlays for your live streams. Let me get out of here. But if you are wanting to create a lower third overlay and you have the paid version of StreamYard, then what you could do is do a video. But the problem is you can't download a video with a transparent background. That is not something that they've made an option yet. See, the reason why I'm looking like this is because I'm really thinking hard. Let's say that I was going to do a super thanks overlay. Super thanks for the super thanks. Now, the problem is I wouldn't be able to download it like this as an MP4 with a transparent background. I'm going to group these and animate them. I was just going to do like that, right? Not do that. Why won't it? Let me show. Okay, yeah. So I've tried EV Mux, and I wanted to love it. However, my computer and my internet is so slow that my test stream wouldn't actually stream because I think it streamed in. I think my internet's having trouble. Something went wrong. My internet and computer are so slow. I wonder if something's wrong with Canva. Let me check. Canva status. No. Well, it could be. It just hasn't updated there yet. I tried to do two private streams, and they were so choppy that it did not work. And so I'm pretty sure that it has to do with my computer and my internet, but it just did not work for me. So maybe once I'm able to pay for a computer upgrade, I will try it again. But I've found that I'm really loving StreamYard. So once I find a program that's let me pull this up. Once I find a program, like it's really hard for me to learn new skills. And once I find a program that I'm really used to, it's hard for me to switch to a new program. That's why before I even started live streaming, for like the month before I went live, I tried 3 or 4 different live streaming programs. I can't remember all of them, but one of them for sure was EV Mux. I tried it several different times, and it just would not. I was stuttering, and I wasn't stuttering, and so it was difficult. And then the picture was all fuzzy too. So even though this one is only streaming in 720, it was much clearer than the one that was streaming in potentially 4K. I don't know whether it was 1080 or 4K, but it did not look good. It did not sound good. And I just had a lot of trouble with it. But I might look at it again now that I have a little more experience just to see if it works and to see what the differences are. But the problem the with the Canva animated overlays, I wouldn't be able to create one that would animate in because I can't download it with a transparent background. So I think what I would need to do is download it with a background like lime green or something. And then I would probably have to put it in Shotcut and maybe download it as an MOV file with a transparent background. And I want to look and see if I can upload an MOV file because I don't know if you can do that in StreamYard. Yes, it looks like you can. So, so that's how I would have to do that. And it would take a little, uh, it's going to take a little investigation, but it's definitely something I want to look up because I think that would be good to know. So I'm going to leave myself a note in my private chat. Look up how to download animated lower third and edit it in Shotcut so that it has a transparent background. Video idea. So that's all the time for myself is I leave myself I'm back. Okay. So basically what I do is let me see if I can I will make lists on my phone like this so that I've got video ideas. And so whenever I have video ideas, I just add to my list. And so like I think it was last Friday, I came up with 5 video ideas, or maybe it was even Sunday, and I wrote them on my phone. So you can remove the background of a video, but the problem is you can't download it without a background. Does that make sense? So you can remove the background, and some of the things don't work. But you can't, there's not an option to download a video without a background. So you would need to have your whole video with it there. Um, let me show you what I mean. All right. So here's a video. Let me just see if I can pull up something. Oh, I'm doing this one even though I know that I'm going to have issues with it. All right. So let's say that I wanted this, right? And I wanted this as an animation. As a GIF, as an animation. All right. So I removed the background, right? So I've removed the background there. And but now what I cannot do is I can't download it without a background. So if I download this one page, it's going to download with a background. It's going to download with this gray background. So one thing that I think would be great is that if you could download things without a background, or I guess it would be a transparent background MOV file is what they would need to do, I think. I'm not sure all the technical names of everything, but it just the video background remover is also still an edit. So if like like they've got these great subscribe video, these animations right here. And in Shotcut, I would be able to chroma key out the green screen really easily, and it would keep most of everything intact. But with this one, it's not exactly seamless. I mean, that's actually better than it was the last time I looked at it, actually. So they're working on it, but it's just not perfect yet because it's new. Oh, that's good to know. But some animations are still probably going to be tricky. Probably even in EV Mux. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to like it a whole lot. Um, it was actually the first thing I tried, but I literally was this slow when I would speak. I mean, even though I wasn't speaking that slow, and then it was also very choppy, the visuals. So it something between my laptop and EV Mux just were not compatible. But it's definitely seems to be a great program. It just didn't work for me. Um, So, and I know that StreamYard's constantly working on improving things. So hopefully they'll add a chroma key button as well. I'm hoping. All right. So I tell you what, I think I'm going to call it for today. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Let me pull me up, I guess. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have been watching on the replay and you have any questions about how to use Canva, make sure that you leave them in the comments so that I can either answer them next live stream or maybe create a video on it. All right. I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, make sure you watch one of these videos. One of them's the one that YouTube thinks you should watch, and one of them's one that I think you should watch. I'll see you next time. Bye.